Hello YouTube, let's play another game. It's gonna be a 5-minute game without increments. Let's see what we can do. Gonna play the Caro-Kann. And it's gonna be an exchange. And this is quite an odd variation. I like playing it. He has the isolated pawn here. I'm not too prepared in this though. I think I can safely get my bishop out. Need to watch out for things like that. Probably this is alright. Maybe this. And then maybe just this. Can always go here if he checks me. It's very solid. He's a bit more central control, but I think it's all good. Okay. And probably I'm just gonna stop this forever now. And I think I can expand here. And just develop. And if he ever wants to trade these bishops, that's fine by me. Okay, that's a move. Can I go here? Takes. Does have this. There's an in-between move. That does activate my pieces. This is also an idea. So yeah, why not? Does activate this bishop a bit. And here, probably just this, play it safe. They have some interesting play, I think, here. This pawn is a little bit weak. So yeah, he does go for some trades. Do we have some funny stuff like this? King takes. I take his bishop. It's just a trade though. Let's go for this. He takes like that. Maybe this becomes interesting now. Let's go for that. Probably goes there. But then maybe this. Although he can just go for some trades. Then still, his back rank is a bit weak. Because if he takes my bishop here, I win the rook. Yeah, let's go for this actually. He probably has to trade. And I feel like I still have a slight advantage, so I don't mind trading. Especially since this pawn is weak. Okay, did I miss something here? If I take, this comes with check. So yeah, that's interesting. But I did just lose a pawn, so that's okay, I think. Now still he needs to deal with this. He can maybe do so by moving his bishop. He goes for this. And he's a pawn up, but it's quite a weak pawn and my pieces are more active. So it's definitely still alright for me. So let's see, something like this. Drops my rook. That's probably not good. Let's see, maybe this. Just attacking this, maybe some ideas here. He also has some checks. Yeah, my king is definitely weaker. But not by a lot. This is difficult to defend for him. Could do something like this. Okay, he does go for the check. Feel like I have to go here. Okay, he's defending like that. Also attacking my bishop. Which is an idea, I guess. I just move it all the way back. Still this pawn is weak. He might start going for this pawn now. And let's see, where do we want to go? Maybe this is annoying for him. Rook is not really under attack, but this pawn might be at some point. Like this, maybe. Okay, so he's trying to stop that. Let's start advancing. He can't take because the rook drops. And I need to start playing quickly here. So let's do that. And this is very weak now. Maybe I'm in time with something like this, but the bishop is there. Let's just move back for now. He can take there, yep. And I probably don't want to trade, so let's go here or something. Kinda have to trade now. Maybe like this. Oh, that's a check, by the way. I didn't even see that. That's actually winning material. By accident, but hey, I'm taking that. But that's a really odd way to win material. But I'm thinking it does. Don't see a way out for him. Maybe he can go here, but then I can take with check again. Like whatever he does, it's always check, and afterwards I can just trade rooks or something. But then my bishop is still here, and this queen would be here, so that's still a thing. So he's going for that. Probably wise, although maybe I'm mating him now. Yeah, he resigns. That's just a forced mate, I think. Okay, that's a funny way to end the game. Let's go for the review. See what the engine has to say. 84 accuracy, not the best. Opponent had a brilliant move. That was the bishop sack, of course. Which I missed. And so far this was theory. Here was kind of out of book. This is alright. Yeah, black is just slightly better here. So I played the opening well. This was not the best plan. Probably a bit too slow. Yeah, just knight c6 probably. But I thought this was a bit better. But I missed d5, and that's kind of interesting. So I was thinking maybe this. And this is what I calculated. Something like this. And that's actually good for white. But here, probably could have taken like this. Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't go for that in the end. And here this actually is good for black now. Here I calculated this, but I think it doesn't work. It's just a trade basically. I given up my bishop and won a bishop, and now he can take whatever, and I can take back. But after this, okay, this was the right idea, and then this was just wrong. But the bishop sack is the only move, and I didn't see that, so that's why this would be good. Probably just moving the bishop, queen d7 even. Yeah, just defending. But I went for this. I didn't see this. What I calculated is that he had to take here twice. And I would just have two very good bishops. I'm threatening this. This pawn is weak. This would just be a good endgame for me. But this was a nice find by him. Yeah, and here, white is slightly better. And probably was better until he blundered. And I didn't even see the blunder. I just... this is made in 9 apparently. Wow, how does he make me? Rook here apparently. Yeah, because I can't move back. Can't take the queen because that's made immediately. So engine says queen takes f2 is best here. Yeah, and that's just nothing there. Can't move here because the queen is here. Okay. Yeah, in time trouble. If your queen's attacked, you're not gonna find that. This was best. Yeah, and this was just a blunder. And I didn't even see it. I was just lucky that this was a check. I didn't even notice when I played it. But yeah, then I just won material. And I think this was a nice try by him. I saw something like this, and then... yeah, let's say I couldn't take here and I had to do something like this. Then he wins my rook. But this is check. And if he moves his king, I can just go here probably. Yeah, and that's just mating. His king can't go back here, so he just has to give up his pieces here. So that was a nice try. Yeah, if he didn't do that and played something random like, I don't know, this, then I would have just won a rook. And this endgame would have been easy enough, even for me. So yeah, quite an interesting end to the game. Not the best game overall, but let's play another game. And we're gonna try for the Caro-Kann, see what our opponent is playing. And it's a rapid game. And I like these variations. He has an isolated pawn. We're gonna try to play against that. And a lot of variations you actually take here. Playing against the hanging pawns. Let's see what I want to do. Let's just start by getting our bishop out. This can also be recaptured, so not a problem. Yeah, now he is threatening it, also this. So probably I'm gonna have to take now. Could also consider dropping back here. Putting pressure on this pawn. It's actually a bit interesting, although he has some checks here. So I think I'll keep it easy. Now he could still take here. And I'll have to figure out what to do. Could just move my knight. You could take my knight afterwards, and I'm getting some activity for the pawn. He decides otherwise. So kind of need to defend this now. Guessing this is an alright move. Putting some pressure on the pawns. Defending this. This is still a thing, but I can block in 2 ways. 3 ways even. So that's not a problem. It does attack this, but I feel like this should just stop it all. You might have something like this, but I don't really think it does much. Let's just go for this. Still, checks here are not too scary. My knight can still block. Also, this is an idea now. Although after that he has a check, so probably it's not an idea very soon. So maybe he's trying to get a knight in there. Let's just develop my bishop. I think this is a good square for the bishop anyway. And it makes this more difficult. Also, this bishop has less squares. And I might consider something like this, threatening this and this. I am delaying castling, so I don't know if it's best. But I think I can get away with it. And if you want to stop it like this, then that's a thing. Yeah, and here, I don't know if I want to take again, because then I lose this. I could just do this, attack it some more. This is an annoying pawn, but at the same time, multiple ways to deal with it. I think I'm gonna castle, and now this is a threat. And he kind of misses it. I think I can play it here. So if he takes my rook, I win his queen. If he moves his queen, I win his bishop. He can take a rook, but then I have 2 pieces for the rook. So I think this is alright. Maybe I'm missing something, but I think it's okay. Also need to watch out for this bishop getting trapped in some variation, but I think that's fine as well. So we can take my rook, but then I take his queen. And if he moves his queen somewhere, well, not even there, probably there. And I can take his bishop. He can take my rook, I can take back with the king on the rook. And like I said, I'm up 2 pieces for the rook, which is usually a good thing. Also, he had an advantage of having the bishop pair, which he will no longer have. Yeah, I don't see an alternative for him. Like, he could consider going there, counterattacking my queen. But I could just take here with the queen. And then I'm still attacking his queen, so he probably has to trade and then go for this. Yeah, and this is basically the same idea, I think. So I'm just gonna take, he's probably gonna take here. And I need to consider how to take back. And think rook is safest. King on this diagonal might become a problem. To have some funny stuff like this. This is a thing now, by the way. He might have missed. Takes, takes, takes. I take his rook. I think I can play this. Yes, he attacks his pawn, but material pieces are more important than pawns. So yeah, here I can just trade and pick up his rook. Probably need to defend this now. Could also counterattack here. But I think for now this is alright. Yeah, he's gonna play with that pawn. Trying to get the bishop back in the game. This might be annoying for him now. And I don't think that pawn is going anywhere any soon. This is a pawn. And I could at the very least just sack my bishop for the pawn. Bishop is covering this. Let's just get my king into the game. And yeah, I think this should be completely winning. He doesn't have any funny checks to try and promote his pawn or something. As soon as he moves his rook away, I can just take the pawn. So he's pretty much stuck here. And now I can just take. And let's go for this. Defending the pawn, trying to get the rook over, and then promote. And I can still do that. He can sack his rook, but then it's an easy endgame. It's probably the best he can do, so yeah, it's completely winning. Also, this threatens mate in 2 now. Yeah, so he does sack his rook. And this endgame is just completely winning. Picking up another pawn, yeah, and he resigns. Okay, so let's go for the analysis. Quite a nice game, I think. Let's see if the engine agrees. 90 accuracy, so that's alright. Rating estimated at 2400. Well, that's a bit overestimated, but okay. So yeah, Caro-Kann. And like I said, I like these variations. And here there's a lot of things to do. Engine says all moves are pretty much equal. Yeah, taking was best. This was best. And this was the only move to stay in the game. A pretty obvious one as well, like he's attacking there. Okay, I played quite a good game in this. Okay, I felt like I could get away with this, but probably it's just too slow. Let's see what the engine says as a response. It is this. I was looking at this. He didn't play it, but... And the engine says take here. And he has this in-between move. Yeah, and I guess, even though he sacked a piece, I can't really get away with saving my bishop. Is this check now, and it's getting messy also. That drops a bishop, so I don't even know. If I go here, let's say, does the engine say? Yeah, you can just take here with check, and he has a lot of compensation for the piece. My king is very weak. This is an annoying pawn, so that's not anything I would want to go for. But he didn't play that, and here taking was best. And then just castling. Yeah, maybe I delayed castling too long. And this move doesn't really have a purpose unless I'm castled. Yeah, okay, it does attack this, but he probably wants to play this or this anyway. Although this was a miss. What does the engine say actually? Bishop here to prevent me from castling. Yeah, that's the main reason I should have castled earlier. Then here, yeah, this is completely winning. It's the only move that's winning. So I'm happy that I found it. And then here it went from bad to worse. Like he thought, okay, he might be able to get a pawn for this. And that's not even the case because I can just drop my knight back or, I don't know, play b6. But yeah, that's just a fork here. And after these trades, I'm just up a full piece. I guess he has one pawn for it, but like his pawns are isolated as well. Pawns on the king side aren't going anywhere because it's 4-on-4. So at the very least, like I said, I can sack my bishop for one pawn and then it's equal. But yeah, he's not going to be able to hold onto the pawn very long. And then he dropped another pawn. Yeah, here I just could push my pawn and basically put him in zugzwang here. Like, what does he do? Like I said, if you move your rook, you lose your pawn. Moving your king means I'm queening. And you can move one of these pawns, but it doesn't really do anything. So, yeah, like I said, it's kind of zugzwang. And like if you move here, I can already start threatening checkmate. And it's very difficult to stop. Although in this case, I guess he has this. And I can't take here because I lose my rook. But still, after this, it's an easy endgame. I'm just up a piece. I can start going for his pawns and bring my king or something. But back to the game. He just dropped his pawn, trying to defend with his rook, but yeah, I can just go back. And then here, like I said, if he does nothing, it's mate in 2. Check, he has to block with the rook and checkmate. Bishop is defending the pawn. So he realized that taking here was probably best. Engine agrees. Funnily enough, and just says this is the second best move, just giving up the rook like that, and I guess you get a pawn for it, but now I'm up 2 pieces. But yeah, this happened in the game, and then after this he just resigned. Like, I have an extra rook, and I'm gonna get an extra pawn, and these pawns are gonna quickly drop as well. I'm gonna either make a queen or just checkmate with the rook and king. Doesn't really matter, but it's completely winning. So yeah, let's play another game against 1754. Let's see what we can do. Gonna go for our beloved Caro-Kann. Always nice to play. This is still considered a Caro-Kann, I believe. Although well, in this case, it's basically an exchange variation. Transposition. An exchange variation is not the most fun variation to play. But at the same time, it's relatively easy to play. I think I just have to take here. I'm gonna go for that. It's just simplest. And let's just develop bishop here, bishop here. I'm just gonna go for the easiest approach. Some cases this pawn is hanging because my king is pinned, but this pawn is pinned. But not in this case. So I'm just gonna play it slowly. Don't mind this trade. Of course, he need to watch out for that. So that's probably why he played it. And here, let's see if he wants to trade. He doesn't. And go here, just kind of a double attack. Let's do that actually. Knight is still defended. Now I can't really move my knight because then my bishop will be hanging, so that's something to watch out for, what I feel like. This is annoying for him to deal with. Also connecting my rooks. Okay, so that's how he defends. And now his bishop is not defended, but I can't really move my knight anywhere to... like if I could move my knight to attack his queen, then maybe we'll be able to win the bishop, but not in this case. Now this might be a bit too dangerous. But okay, let's calculate. Let's say he puts, I don't know, a rook here. I can go back, rook here. Like here or here. It's actually alright. Let's just take the pawn. He gets counterplay at the very least, but I feel like my queen doesn't get trapped at least. And if he moves his knight anywhere, I can at the very least just take his queen. Okay, now the question is, do I want to go here or here? Because those are my only squares. And let's actually go here, just to defend the bishops, because maybe I want to move my knight at some point. Now he does have moves like this in the future, so I should watch out for moves like this. So maybe I want to move my knight right now. Although he does get a rook in here. So maybe that's not best. And let's say I move here. Takes, takes. I don't like this. Let's just play this. I don't know what to do. He's probably going to take and put a rook here, pinning my knight. Don't really like it, but couldn't really find another plan. That's also an idea, I guess. But I have this, which was a move I was going to play at some point anyway. And I'm probably forced to do so now, so let's go for that. Like takes, takes. And he can put some more pressure to the knight, but I can defend it very well. And then at some point just move my queen away. Could I go for this? Takes, takes. He gets 2 pieces. So that's not a move. Can move my queen out of the way now. So let's go for that actually. Threatening to push now, which would be beneficial to me. So yeah, I think I should go for that. Does give his bishop a nice diagonal, but at the same time. And he has the open b file. So he definitely has something to play for, but at the same time, I do as well. So let's improve my bishop. Could have also maybe gone for this pawn. So let's do that now actually. I need to speed up. Okay, let's just take, attacking the knight as well. Which is pinned to the rook. Okay, and let's go for this, which looks interesting. He can trade queens if he wants. I might throw in this check. Feels good. This now. But I don't have a lot of time, so that's yeah, a problem, I'd say. So I just need to play quickly and hope for the best. Yeah, he's just bringing his rook in. I don't see an immediate threat. Okay. Let's go back. You can take that. That's probably not the best move, but still. We have to play quickly, like I said. And at least he's taking a lot of time. So... okay, now I really need to play quickly. Don't really know what I'm doing here, but still. Playing quickly is my main goal. My knight is basically trapped here now, so that's probably not good. But still, he can take here now. This is going from bad to worse, but still. With low time on the board, you never know what's happening. Defending this, at least. This, I'm not scared of. Just a pawn. And I'm hoping to be able to win on time, maybe. And I do win on time. It's really amazing how people just don't watch their clocks. I knew I was losing, but yeah, just playing quickly and you see you can still win a game. It's crazy. Let's go for the game review. 75 accuracy, not the best, but also not the worst. So let's see where things went wrong. I've got a feeling, but okay, so this was best. It's a little bit better for black. So quite a nice opening. Pretty safe to play. And it's almost equal, but like I said, a little bit better for black. And this was best. And taking was inaccurate. Although it's still slightly better for black, but apparently Queen a5. Okay. Then a3. c5. Yeah, c5 is also always an idea. But why not c5 here then? Because he has knight a4. So queen a5 is to stop knight a4 basically. Because now I need to move my queen and he can take here. Also this drops a queen, so I need to move it somewhere else probably, but still. Okay. In the game I felt like I could take this pawn, and apparently this was not the right continuation. So bishop takes apparently. And then rook a here. Yeah, this is apparently just equal. But in this case it is better for me. And again, queen a5 was better. I was debating which of these two moves to play. Both are still better for black, so this was the worst, and this was just not the right plan. Let's see. Yeah, I really just need to go for c5 here. I need to ignore this. I felt like I needed to deal with it, but just ignore it. The game I played this, and what I thought he would do is something like this, because that just looks scary. Like his rook is on the 7th file. My knight is pinned, so probably I want to get out of the pin as quickly as possible. Not allow him to double up rooks. And apparently it's still better for black. But he didn't do that, and he... I don't know what's happening. Oh. Okay, yeah, he attacked my queen, which I didn't see, but I felt like this was alright. This was best, and here I am actually totally winning. And in the game I felt like I was. Just because of time trouble, I messed up a bit in the end. But yeah, this is just completely winning. And here I just traded queens. I didn't see anything better. I needed to play quickly. And in playing quickly, I just dropped everything. So c3 here. My bishop doesn't have any squares. Yeah, my opponent was playing quickly as well. And here maybe this was even better. I was thinking of it and then thought, nah, I'm not giving up my bishop. And then I moved it somewhere else where he can also take it. So that was just really stupid. And yeah, I had to commit at this point. And here I knew I was worse. Definitely after this, I realized that his bishop was perfectly placed to control my knight. So my knight is out of the game basically. And here I felt like this was the only counterplay I had. And this pawn push was probably bad because you can just take. And I was realizing I would like to play this, but the bishop is here. So, and if I move my rook away, he can go for this. So that was bad. Then he allowed me to move my rook again, and I won on time. And yeah, that's why I say always continue playing, especially when you're low on time. Well, at least if your opponent is low on time as well, because you might just win. And yeah, that's what happened in this game. So play another game. Playing with the black pieces. And we're going to go for Caro-Kann, of course. If you know me, you know I like my Caro-Kanns. We're going to go for the Botvinnik-Karls variation. Most critical line is to take. Most players don't. So we'll probably see this. Sometimes this. Okay, they're going to take. This is actually interesting. They can hold on to that pawn for a long time if they want. He doesn't want to. And this is actually, I'd say, quite a nice line from me. Let's just develop. Putting some pressure there. Not going to be taking it anytime soon, but yeah. Also put my knight here, and this trade I'm never afraid of. Gives me the bishop pair. So if he wants to defend this, probably a rook here. Or he could defend with the queen, I guess, but then this is a thing. I think I can go for this. Comes with tempo. And after takes. I am attacking this pawn again. Maybe he goes for some checks. But I can just block. And trading off that bishop, which is my bad bishop, is never a bad thing. Now with the queen still here, I can never go here because that check would actually hang my bishop. But since he moved his queen, I think that just was a bad move. Yeah, he does go for some checks. Yeah, like I said, trading this bishop is perfectly fine by me. And I guess he can save the pawn like this. At the very least, it damages his pawn structure. And I have the open c file, so I can pretty easily play against these pawns. Okay. If you want to trade everything, that's also fine by me. If I take here, I also defend this, so. And if he goes here now, I think I can just go here. Yeah, this is defended. This is defended twice. He can't go here. So I think I'm just a clean pawn up. Now this can become a little bit weak at some point. So maybe I just want a castle here. Could also consider kicking his knight out. Because this looks dangerous. Though he'd have to move his knight in that situation. So let's say he goes here, I can take his knight. Maybe taking is actually alright. He could take with his queen, but then I'm just gonna castle. And I think I'm fine. And I should, yeah, try to find the best way to show my advantage. It's just a pawn after all, so it's not like I'm completely winning. So if he decides to attack my queen, I can take his knight. And I don't think there's anything there. Could drop his knight back. Yeah, I think this is best for him. So if I castle, this is not a thing. Yeah, should be safe. Like I said, I'm just a clean pawn up now. Can consider attacking his queen. Also, this is hanging, but maybe that's too greedy. Also can just play it slow. Just make sure that's never a problem. He needs to move his knight, and afterwards I can still attack his queen. Goes there, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for this. And I could consider trading. But like I said before, it's just a pawn at this moment, so don't know if that's what I want to do. And here, maybe this is a consideration. Also this, maybe, some variations. This also, go for that. Maybe this is just easiest. Take here. Then this pawn drops. Could also just double up rooks. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Also defends this. And maybe this is now actually safer. Just so I don't have to worry about my queen. This is now extra protected. Yeah, just still a clean pawn up. I shouldn't rush things. Also, maybe I have some ideas to infiltrate. Interesting. Yeah, that looks weakening. It does play against my knight. Maybe I want to move my knight here, for example, which looks really good actually. So I'm delaying developing my rook, because I think I actually have a nice prospect with my knight. And if ever he plays here, at the very least I can just take. But I can also consider this, because if he takes, that's just a trade. I don't know if I want to take his bishop, because my knight is probably better. Well, if I do take his bishop, it forces some more trades. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing just this. Still attacking his queen and bishop. So this, I could just take his rook and then take his queen, so that doesn't work. So he has to move his queen. Probably I'm just gonna take. I'm still just that pawn up. So let's do that. Does this work? No, you could take here. No, that doesn't. Put some pressure. Let's go for that. I think it's all right actually. This doesn't work. If this, we check. If he moves his knight, his rook is hanging as well. And I'm just threatening to trade a lot of pieces, although maybe that's not really a threat. Does this now work? Then he can take here. Maybe this. And I guess maybe he has that. So maybe I should just trade. Or I could just do this. Let's just trade. Don't know if it's best, but I'm still that pawn up. Do I want to trade again? Does give me some checks. Can't take this because the queen is defending. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go for that. Yeah, and if I can trade queens, that extra pawn should be good for me. Maybe he has something like this. Not really threatening anything, but if I take here, that's mate. So maybe just make a luft. I'm defending here, so that's fine. Can I go for this? Letting him take here. maybe this, again trying to go for a queen trade. He's probably gonna check. Something like this, I can block. And if he doesn't want a queen trade, he's gonna have to defend that pawn. Okay, he's going for some checks. And maybe here you can win a pawn now. Not like that. And maybe after all we are trading these pawns, I don't know. So if I take here now, I don't think he has a perpetual. So I think this should be fine. Yeah, he can take that pawn. But still, I should consider checks. Check here, and then force a queen trade, probably. Like I said, I have an extra pawn. So that should seal the deal. Now his king is a bit more active. He has one move ahead. But I have opposition now, though he does have this. Let's go back here. So I can grab opposition. And let's see, if I go here, this is annoying. Here, this. If I go here, maybe this is alright. I can afford to play slowly, because I have this extra pawn. This endgame should be winning, I think. So this now goes here, takes. I think this is alright. And he can push to make it my move, so that I lose the opposition. Yeah, there's not much he can do here. I don't think I want to push, but I can go for this pawn. Or this one. Let's see. Don't know which is better. Guess this one. And here, I don't know actually. Maybe then I should go back and maybe I should go for that side. So let's do that. Because now I have this, I think. Let's see. No, I don't. Takes, takes. Need to calculate. I queen first, but he also queens. Yeah, I think I have to go for this. So am I in time to stop his pawn here? I'm not. Okay, he's gonna queen on that square, so it should make sure it's not check. So let's go here. And I am queening with check, by the way. So So yeah, this is winning for me. At the very least I can just sack my queen for the pawn. Which probably I should do. Yeah, let's go for that. Oh, by the way, this was maybe dangerous. Maybe he could have had a stalemate trick there. Let's see in the analysis. Yeah, now he resigns. I had plenty of time, even though it's just 1 minute, that I would have won that. And I did, because he resigned. Let's go for the game review. Let's see what the engine has to say. 87 accuracy. It's alright. Yeah, so far all theory. And then not anymore. This was alright. Engine says A6. Stopping anything going there. Yeah, it's about the same, so not much to analyze. And here, this is just a mistake. Because of knight b5 here. So why doesn't this work? Because he can take with the bishop. Yeah. So then after this, can I play something like this or something? Yeah, yes, this check and I can't castle. Okay, that's definitely something to learn. But the way he played it, this was just good for me. Yeah, this was all fine. The trading here wasn't best. I was seeing if I had anything here against this, so probably I did. He says this. And knight there. And then just trade and win this pawn, okay. But trading everything I felt like was safer. And it's just one pawn, but I felt like it should have been should be enough. And it's barely enough by the looks of it, but here engine actually says it's equal, or because he has that. Let's see. Queen d6 check. b8 check. Yeah, no, this comes with check and then. But anyway, I saw a way to force a queen trade, and this is just a winning endgame. Yeah, this was not necessary. And here, this was the wrong approach. So I realized and went the other way, which was better. And that's the thing with these endgames. With a pawn extra, you can sometimes just afford. My opponent had no moves, basically. And here, my calculation wasn't the best, but I realized in the end that I was queening with check. And here probably there's a way to win the pawn without losing my queen, but here this is just completely winning. Like, this pawn is queening and then I'm checkmating. So searching for another game, and we have an opponent playing with the black pieces, and we're gonna go for a Caro-Kann. And let's see, it's gonna be the exchange variation this time, which lately I've been having a lot of fun with. And even here, even though it's not a pin anymore, this is still a move to play I discovered recently. Usually I put the bishop here in those variations, but this is actually quite playable as well. Okay, so he's offering... Okay, so what if I do this? This, but he can take my knight with check and I win my queen. But if this takes with bishop, then I can take here. So I'm gonna take. That can never hurt, at least. Yeah, now what am I missing? Because if I take here, I feel like I'm just winning a pawn. Am I missing something? I don't know, but I'm gonna go for it. And maybe even taking with the knight, because if I take with the queen, he gets a lot of counterplay. Though that hangs a bishop. So here, I can just go here. Yeah, and here attacking the queen, also threatening this maybe. So what should he do? Maybe he should go here. That's not an idea. I'm just taking with the queen. I think it's all right. Yeah, he does go there. Let's see, actually. Yeah, he does get a lot of tempo. He can go here. He's not doing that. Yeah, trading here is not the worst for me. Maybe let's actually put the knight here. Just to defend this knight some more. Yeah, I'm up a clear pawn, so he's probably gonna put the rook there, and it's still dangerous for me. Or that, but I feel like at the very least I could repeat once. Could also just go back. Maybe this, but that looks dangerous. Could also go here now, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's better even. Because this is now defended by the knight. Yeah, he's trying to go there. But I can defend the knight like this. So let's go for that. Yeah, he's playing quickly, so maybe I'm missing something here, but definitely my king is not too safe. There's always a risk taking a pawn early in the game. You know you're gonna be defending for a while. But if you can defend, then you're definitely in good shape. Okay. What if I just go here? Because this should be fine for me. Even this takes. It's not the worst. I think this is all right. Okay. Yeah, I can't take it, of course, but I can still go back here. I don't see why that should be a problem. Although maybe he brings a rook, and that's his idea. At the very least, I feel like I can do this. I mean, I have to save my queen anyway. Okay, it's definitely gonna bring a rook, I think. Then this, and I don't know, he might have to trade pieces or something. I could take his bishop first, maybe. But that's really dangerous. If his knight comes in here, threatening this. Yeah, I don't want to put my king there. Maybe this is a way to bail out. His bishop is under attack. You can of course take here. At the very least I can just take the bishop, I think. And then it's just a trade. And if he takes here, I don't know, maybe I could take there in that case. So okay, so what if I take here? He needs to save his knight. And if I take here, by the way, then he has this check. That's not what I want. But if I take here, He still has 2 pieces hanging, so let's go for that. And see what he wants to do. Maybe this. No, he's just gonna give up a piece. Okay, interesting. I think I'm just winning now. Could have maybe taken with the rook, by the way. I didn't even consider it, but this just looks good. Of course, this isn't hanging because my queen is still here. Can I castle and then move my queen out of the way later, or should I just castle now? Or do that now, move the queen? Maybe you can afford to go here first, because it comes with tempo, I think. And then castle afterwards, and then I'm safe and just a piece up. Also, we should consider things like this now, so a lot of stuff for him to think about. Okay, that's interesting. So he's giving me this. But maybe then it gets too scary. And after this, I'm just gonna go here and say, okay, what do you want to do? So yeah, these are just some trades, and this is never too scary. Could even consider taking, by the way. So I get 2 rooks for the queen. And I'm still attacking this. Also I have a passed pawn here now. So yeah, it's looking really good. By the way, why did I think all this time I was up a piece? I'm not, but still, it's looking good. And I think I'm going here just to keep everything protected for now. Yeah, and earlier maybe I should have just went for the castling. Was just easier. Although yeah, winning some pawns is always good, and he just has no pawns here, so that's always gonna be difficult for him. So let's see, take here. So why can't I take this, by the way? Is there some trick? Because here I feel like that's just a lot of defenses. I'm just gonna take the bait. Maybe I'm missing something, but that would be cool, at least. Would be a nice variation, but I don't see it. Could have also gone for this maybe, but yeah, just taking some pieces is always good. And he should definitely go for some kind of check now, because if he lets me castle now, that's probably game over for him. Here, should I block or should I just move my king? I think moving my king is better here. And he can take here now and then win this pawn. But he sacrificed a knight for it, so it's probably not what you want. I'm still on this, by the way. So if he doesn't do anything, I might be able to go for this, although still I need to get my king to safety. Probably some pawn push to move my king up and get my rook in the game. Okay, so he goes for that, which is interesting. But let's say takes. I guess he gets 2 rooks for it. But wait, this is defended. So I could just take his rook, and I think I'm winning another piece. He's trying some tactics, but he's just losing pieces all the time. Well, I guess this is just a trade in the end. but still, this is really good for me. Should bring my king up just so there's no checks here. My bishop is even nicely defending this. His back rank is still weak. Yeah, he just resigns. Quite a nice game. Let's go to the game review. And let's see what I could have done differently. 81 accuracy. So that's all right. So yeah, exchange variation. And here I felt like I could just take the pawn, and engine says it's okay, but it's not that good. And here, this is the best move, but it's still just equal. So yeah, I did win a pawn, but he definitely has counterplay. And here, queen d5 is best. Yeah, that's something I didn't consider. Like, this just looks dangerous, and apparently it's about equal. Which I played here. Now it's a little bit better for white. And now it's actually pretty good for white. But I managed to get out of it. What does white do here? Yeah, just a rook to the d file. And I'm just too slow here. And I realized that later. But always if I get too excited, I forget about the easy stuff like castling and things like this. Like that, but yeah. Okay, here I missed something. What should he have done? Yeah, he should have taken here first. And then go for something like that. Then here. Yeah, it's actually already good for me. And I felt like it was. Taking with the rook was better. Yeah, I didn't even consider it, like I said in the game. I just took back, so I should have played more slowly. And finally, this still was the best. And I don't know what he was doing here. Like, he's just giving me a pawn and no clear compensation. He was trying to make things complicated, probably. Yeah, and I said this in the game, and then I didn't play it. I felt like this was good. Don't know why I didn't actually. It's just cleanly winning. Well, I guess there are some scary things, but and just says just castling, and yeah, I have two rooks for the queen and this passed pawn, and I'm just gonna put a rook behind the pawn and start pushing it, and it's really difficult for him to defend. Like, let's just play some random moves, right? I could even just defend everything. So let's so everything is defended now. His queen can't do anything. I'm just gonna push the pawn, and at some point he's gonna have to block it, and his back rank is still weak. So yeah, this would definitely have been on the right queen sack. And here he just sacked this knight. I don't know why. Yeah, I could just take it. This was best. And then here. Yeah, engine wants to take here even. But I felt like after this. Well, actually taking here. Ah, okay. Because if he takes here. And I go here. He doesn't have time to take this. Well, I guess he can. But I take his rook and it's just rook against queen. That's nice, but I saw this and I was like, yeah, I'm just up a piece here, and yeah, he just resigns. I have an extra pawn as well. Now, it's difficult to promote, but I have just an extra piece, so and his back rank is still weak, so you know, if he tries to attack my bishop, I can already go for things like this. His rook can never move, so he has to make some space, and I can do this, bring my rook in. It's pretty easy to play. So yeah, quite happy with this game. Some nice tactics as well, but let me know what you think. For now, I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!